Do you ever tell yourself, I want to learn English, but I do not know how to practice every day? Maybe you feel motivated for 1 or 2 days, and then you stop again. Maybe you watch English videos, but after the video ends, you forget everything. Or maybe you think your English is improving very slowly. Hello, my friend, and welcome. I am really happy you are here today. In this video, I will show you how to learn English every single day in a simple and natural way. You do not need expensive courses. You do not need perfect grammar. You do not even need many hours of study. What you need is the right system, the right mindset, and small daily habits. And if you stay with me until the end, you will understand exactly how to improve your English day by day. I still remember a moment from my own journey. One day, someone asked me a very simple question in English. I understood every word clearly, but when I tried to answer, my mouth stopped completely. Inside my mind, I knew what I wanted to say, but the words refused to come out from my mouth. I smiled nervously and stayed silent. That small moment stayed in my heart for a long time. Later that night, I kept thinking about what happened. I asked myself, why can I understand English but not speak it? At first, I thought maybe I was not smart enough. Maybe my grammar was weak. I thought my pronunciation was terrible. But slowly, I knew something surprising. My real problem was not knowledge. My real problem was fear and lack of speaking practice. Many English learners have the same problem. They spend years in listening, reading, and watching videos, but they spend very little time in speaking. Imagine a person who watches football every single day. He understands the game very well. He knows the players, the rules, and the strategies to play football. But if he never touches the ball himself, will he become a great football player? Of course not. So here is the important thing. Watching helps you understanding the game, but practice helps you build skill. English speaking is also a skill that needs action. The first reason many people cannot speak English is fear. Fear is very common in every English learners. Even when they know the words, they stay silent because they are afraid of embarrassment. And they are also afraid of being judged by others. I remember sitting in a classroom with my friends. The teacher asked me a very simple question. I knew the answer quickly of the question, but while other students raised their hands, I looked down at my notebook. My mind kept saying, what if you say it wrong? That fear stopped my voice before I even tried. And honestly, many learners experience the same silent problem every day. Another big reason you still cannot speak English is constant translation. Many learners hear English and immediately translate everything into their native language. Then they try to translate their answer back into English. This process makes speaking slow and stressful. Your brain becomes busy instead of natural. For example, imagine someone asks you a simple question. How was your day? Instead of answering naturally, your brain starts working too hard. First, you create the sentence in your own language. Then you search for English words. Then you worry about grammar. By the time you finish thinking, the conversation has already moved forward. That is why you must slowly train yourself to think directly in English. Start with very small thoughts. When you feel hungry, think, I am hungry. When you feel tired, think, I need rest. These small habits train your brain to respond faster and more naturally over time. Another main reason learners cannot speak is passive learning. Many people only watch videos and listen quietly. They never use their own voice. But speaking is a physical skill. Your mouth, tongue, and brain must work together. If you never practice speaking out loud, your speaking muscles stay weak. One day, I decided to try something different. Instead of only watching English videos silently, I started repeating sentences aloud. At first, I felt awkward. Sometimes my pronunciation sounded strange. But after some weeks, I noticed a small change. My mouth started moving more naturally, and speaking became less stressful. And this is very important to understand. Fluency is not built in one big moment. It is built through small daily actions repeated again and again. One sentence today, one mistake tomorrow, one small conversation next week. Step by step, your confidence grows. And in the next part of this journey, we will talk about the hidden habits that silently stop many learners from speaking English confidently. So, listen carefully to my every words. The another reason many learners cannot speak English is perfectionism. They believe every sentence must be perfect before they open their mouth. They want perfect grammar, perfect pronunciation, and perfect vocabulary. But because of this pressure, they become nervous and silent. They spend more time worrying than speaking. And sadly, silence never builds fluency. If you want to build fluency in English learning, you must practice regularly. There was a time when I practiced English for only 10 minutes every morning. Honestly, it did not feel powerful at first. Sometimes I even thought it was too little to matter. But after some months, I noticed my listening improved. Then my speaking became smoother. Small daily habits quietly changed my confidence. You do not need a perfect schedule. You only need simple daily actions to improve English fast. Speak 1 minute while looking in the mirror. Listen to English while walking, cooking, or sleeping. Read a short paragraph and learn 5 useful words every day. These small habits slowly train your brain without making you feel stressed. Many learners make another mistake. They try to learn very advanced English too early. They memorize difficult vocabulary and complicated grammar rules. Think about daily conversations. Most people use simple English most of the time. Sentences like, "I am tired," "I need help," or "What are you doing?" are extremely common. Fluency is not about using impressive or advanced words. Fluency is about expressing ideas clearly and naturally with another person. Simple English is powerful because it feels comfortable for your brain. When your brain feels relaxed, speaking becomes easier. That is why many confident speakers use basic words very effectively. They focus on communication instead of trying to sound smart all the time. Sometimes learners feel embarrassed using simple English. They think simple words make them sound weak. But honestly, simple English spoken confidently is much more powerful than difficult English speaking with fear. Many people worry too much about what others think. They imagine people laughing at their mistakes. They feel nervous before speaking even one sentence. This fear creates mental pressure, and this pressure blocks natural communication. I remember when I speak English incorrectly in front of a large group of people. I felt embarrassed immediately. For days, I kept thinking about that moment. People are usually not judging you as much as you think. In fact, many people respect learners who try speaking another language. And remember this clearly, my friend. The problem is not that you are incapable of speaking English. The problem is that your fear, your habits, and your lack of practice have been controlling your voice for too long. But voices can be trained, and your confidence can grow. And step by step, you can become someone who speaks English freely and naturally. One day, I stopped asking myself, why can't I speak English? Instead, I started asking, what small step can I take today? That simple change in thinking helped me a lot. I stopped chasing perfection. I stopped comparing myself to fluent speakers. I started focusing on daily improvement instead of instant results. And slowly, speaking became less scary. Many learners ignore small progress because they only look for big changes. But fluency grows quietly. The first time you understand a full sentence is progress. The first time you answer without translating is progress. The first time you speak without fear for even 10 seconds is progress. Small victories slowly build a strong voice. Here is something simple you can start doing today. Choose one daily activity and describe it in English. While cooking, say, I am cutting vegetables. While walking, say, the weather is nice today. While studying, say,